Hi all. Feel a little bit self-conscious doing this, but bear with me. Okay, so quite a few guys have asked me to do some video on what I've been up to with the Hunter. So instead of taking me forever to write this stuff down and detail it, so I'm planning on just doing more videos. At least that way you can get a real good feel for what I'm trying to achieve. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, the idea is to scan a plastic model. In this case it's a Hawker Hunter. So I've scanned it in 3D, then modelled it up in 3D using that information, so I get a very accurate copy of the original model. And once I've done that, then to use whatever techniques are around to replicate this at whatever scale I choose, using 3D printing, composites, fiberglass, carbon fibre, whatever's required, and whatever suits the purpose. So basically, that's what I'm starting with. All the little black dots on there are just registration marks for the scanner. It's all been cleaned up a bit, but that is that. So what I'm going to do now is just run through some of the stuff I've been doing, mainly working on the ducting for it. Originally I started off designing for a 40mm EDF. But once I'd printed the sort of prototype ducting for it, I got a little bit scared off because of the size. It's a lot bigger than I anticipated. I'm looking for something perhaps a little bit bigger than the actual plane, the actual model. So I scaled that down and to see how a 30mm or 28mm EDF would scale down, and it scaled down really well. So that's where I'm going to concentrate my efforts for the time being. Part of the whole design idea or design intent basically is whatever I design in SolidWorks or in 3D should be scalable, so parametric. So in 10 years time when I'm retired, I want to build a 90mm version or a 60mm version. I could just scale up the parent model and the ducting and everything that's associated with that model would scale as well. So a bit more work up front, but so far it's worked really well. I mean, the real test was when I decided to drop down to the 28mm fan, and it took about, I don't know, probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours maybe, to get back to the same point I was previously, and that includes all the ducting, the model, the wings, and everything I'd done from a CAD point of view. If I hadn't have set out that way, it would probably have been a couple of weeks before I was back to where I started. So yeah, learnt a lot from that, and made me more determined to just spend a little bit of time up front and do things right, as it were. Right, so next what I'll do is I'll show you the 40mm ducting and run you through that. It's the pink ducting that you may have seen or may not have seen. I'll just get that all out for you to have a look at.